Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Those words became the heartbeat of In Gloves, a voice that refused silence, a soul that turned pain into power. His name, Muhammad Ali, the man who changed not just boxing, but the meaning of courage, faith, and freedom. Louisville, Kentucky. A 12-year-old boy's world shattered when his bicycle was stolen. Through tears of rage, he told a policeman, "If I find the thief, I'll beat him up." The officer smiled and said, "Before you fight, learn how to fight." That boy was Cassius Clay. That moment birthed a champion. Under Coach Joe Martin, Cassius trained relentlessly. His first fight ended in blood and loss, but he didn't quit. Weeks later, he returned and won. He fought over 100 amateur bouts, winning 92. In 1960, he conquered Rome, winning Olympic gold. But back home, a restaurant refused to serve him because he was black. In anger, he threw his medal into the river. That day, a champion learned the world still had chains to break. He turned professional and danced across rings with unmatched grace. His punches poetry, his movement music. He taunted his rivals, predicted their defeats, and then made his words come true. For 19 fights, he was unstoppable. Now his eyes set on the throne, the world heavyweight title held by the feared Sonny Liston. They called Liston a monster. Clay called him a big, ugly bear. When the fight came in 1964, the world expected Clay to fall. But he danced, stung, and made the giant quit on his stool. At 22, he roared, "I'm the greatest. I'm the king of the world."
I told the world, I talked to God every day.
Again, Cassius Clay embraced Islam and became Muhammad Ali. "Cassius Clay was my slave name," he said. "I am Muhammad Ali, a free man." But freedom had a price. The media mocked him. Opponents refused his new name. Floyd Patterson called him Clay, and Ali punished him in the ring, shouting, "Say my name." With every punch, he declared the right to define himself. Then came the storm, the Vietnam War. Ali refused the draft, saying, "Why should I shoot those poor people in Vietnam? They never called me a nanan." He was stripped of his title, banned from boxing, and sentenced to prison. His glory vanished, but his faith never wavered. "I got nothing to lose by standing up for what I believe," he said. For 3 years, he spoke across America, not with fists, but with truth. By 1970, public opinion shifted. The ban lifted. The lion returned. But the ring was no longer the same. In 1971, he faced Joe Frazier in the fight of the century. 15 rounds of war. Ali lost, but not his spirit. Then came George Foreman, a wrecking machine of 40 wins, 37 knockouts. The world said Ali was finished. But in Zaire, 1974, he proved them wrong. He leaned on the ropes, taking blow after blow, the rope-a-dope. Then in the 8th round, lightning struck. Ali dropped Foreman. The impossible became reality. The crowd roared one name: Ali! 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 He was world champion once again. His trilogy with Frazier ended in the brutal thriller in Manila. After 14 rounds, both men were near death. Frazier couldn't continue. Ali whispered, "This was the closest thing to dying." He had nothing left to prove, but still he fought on. In 1978, at 36, he lost to Leon Spinks, then won the title back months later, becoming the first man ever to be world heavyweight champion 3 times. He retired, but the fire wouldn't rest. At 38, he returned to fight Larry Holmes. Age had stolen his speed. His body betrayed him. Round after round, he endured punishment, not out of pride, but courage. His trainer stopped the fight. Ali lost, but his spirit didn't. Soon after, he fought once more, then said quietly, "It's time to hang up my gloves." But the fight of his life had just begun. His hands started to tremble. His speech slowed. Doctors called it Parkinson's syndrome. The man who once moved like lightning now shook like a leaf. Yet he smiled and said, "God gave me this illness to remind me that I'm not the greatest. He is." Even weakened, he became stronger than ever, a messenger of peace. He visited hospitals, schools, and refugee camps. During the Gulf War, he met Saddam Hussein to free American hostages and succeeded. "I used to fight in the ring," he said, Now I fight for peace. Then came 1996, Atlanta Olympics. A trembling figure appeared on stage, holding the Olympic torch. It was Ali. His hands shook violently, but his soul stood firm. As he lit the flame, the world cried, not for his illness, but his strength. That moment became immortal, the greatest still standing tall in spirit, if not in body. Spend my life helping others. When the end comes, I want heaven not for my boxing, but for my good deeds. On June 3, 2016, Muhammad Ali took his final breath. The man who fought giants, governments, and disease finally rested. From Mecca to Madison Square Garden, the world wept. Even in death, his name thundered. Ali! 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 He is remembered not for his punches, but for his principles. He showed that greatness isn't about titles or trophies. It's about standing tall when the world tries to break you. Ali taught us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to rise despite it. Because legends don't die, they echo through eternity. And the flame Muhammad Ali lit still burns in every heart that refuses to give up. Greater than, he who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Muhammad Ali.